$260. That's what I just spent at Lowe's Home Improvement to buy paint and other miscellaneous items to do my house. Paint, doorknobs, you mention it, I bought it. I haven't been on in probably a week. Everybody keeps asking me to make new videos, but I have not been on in a week. My subscriptions to my videos have skyrocketed. And I greatly appreciate that. I didn't realize I would become the next best thing or so popular, but apparently people value my opinion more than I thought they would. At any rate, I have had a number of what I will call gentleman callers lately, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know what is wrong with men these days, but apparently if you don't jump in the bed with them upon meeting them, then that's offensive to them. And I'm sorry, but that's not me. I'm not going to do that. I have had guys, really cool guys, come over, and they were really nice the entire time. And the first thing they ask for is sex. I mean, is that all that matters to anybody anymore? To me, that's just ridiculous. I don't want to meet somebody and just throw myself at them. What's the point in that? You don't even know these people when you first meet them. What is the point in throwing yourself at somebody? I don't understand that. Or why anybody would think that you would. I don't know. A lot of these guys were extremely interesting until they pulled that shit. I would like to get to know somebody before I sleep with them. If that's offensive to you, I'm not sorry about that. So, whatever. I have told, I don't know if this is what's running people off, but I've told a lot of people about my ex, who, mind you, broke my arm, among other things. For some reason, I've gotten mixed up with the biggest fucking losers lately. I spent almost a year with this last guy, who broke my arm, would never take his medicine, and the one before him was Latin, and he was extremely violent. If I didn't kiss him goodbye in the morning, he would like chase me out the door and demand a kiss and like jerk me around and grab me by my arms and just all kinds of crazy shit. He broke my sternum bone by shoving me down on a bedpost. As you can clearly see in the background, I no longer have those, and I do not have those for a reason. I don't know. I think that I'm going to say I think that parents who have convinced their children that fairy tales exist need to rethink that strategy, because Cinderella, Snow White, there is no prince on a white horse in shiny armor that's going to rescue you from anything. You have to rescue yourself. I had a friend at work actually tell me that it is impossible to find a decent partner, lover, husband, wife, whatever. You just have to find one that you can live with and tolerate, because you're never going to find the perfect one. And that made a lot of sense to me. for the most part, I think a lot of people are out for their own benefit. They don't. When I'm in a relationship, I'm completely involved in that relationship. And I keep my business life separate from that relationship. I don't want my associates to get mixed up in drama. I'm telling you what bothers me the most about these people on line at all are just ignorant, and most are stupid, and some of the shit that they say, it blows my mind. I had a guy write to me on one of these sites, and he literally asked me, do you want to watch me jack off on some whatever? I don't know what the name of the site exactly was, because I don't keep up to date on those things. Like Kick. What the fuck is Kick all of a sudden? People are like, you want to kick me? You want to kick me? Everybody out there knows me by now. When somebody asks me if I want to kick them, what's the first thing that's going to cross my mind? Of course, if you're going to ask a fucking stupid question like that, then sure. Who comes up with these names? Who comes up with these names? That's like, I was literally watching the Weather Channel, and I see Winter Storm Gandalf. Okay? Winter Storm Gandalf. So, I type into all my accounts, Facebook, my yearbook, all that. If the people at the Weather Channel would stop watching the fucking Lord of the Rings, then maybe they could predict accurate weather. Because I have literally looked at the weather in the morning times, and it will say it's clear or a few clouds outside, and I will literally walk outside and it will be fucking pouring rain. So somebody tells me where these spontaneous thunderclouds come from, and it starts raining, and the Weather Channel can't predict that. They have spent billions of dollars on satellites to predict these things, and they can't even do that properly. So my suggestion is to the people at the Weather Channel, stop watching fucking cartoons and fantasy movies and sit in front of your weather computers and predict accurate weather. Do your job. It's that simple. Speaking of my ex, which I was talking about a minute ago, there is something that really, he insisted throughout the entirety of our relationship. Now, this is a person that would not work, which I've mentioned before. He did not have a vehicle of any kind. He insisted on calling me a bitch constantly. I don't mind being called a bitch. Don't get me wrong. But when you're called that because you don't give somebody something they want and they want to pitch a little tantrum like a child, that's not acceptable to me. If some guy in public calls me a bitch, fine, whatever. But I don't want to hear that shit on a daily basis. So eventually, as a result of hearing it on a daily basis, I finally got fed up with it. And to elaborate on that, I started to pack his fucking clothes and throw them into the middle of the street outside of my house. And when he said, "What are you doing, bitch? What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm just giving you a visual aid of what a true bitch I'm capable of being. Now get the fuck out." It's that simple. I'm tired of your bullshit. I'm tired of being called names by you. You're a fucking loser. I don't want anything else to do with you. Get out. And that's the last time, except one booty call time, that I saw him. And I am extremely grateful for that, because I think back on that horrible relationship a lot, and it was not even worth it. It was not even worth it. I did have an ex of mine, not the same one, but one who joined the army, tell me about, while we were together, he had the hots for my sister, which is perfectly normal, perfectly okay, whatever. He didn't destroy our relationship because of it. He was simply making a point. At any rate, that is why I do not let other women in my house on a regular basis, if at all. When you meet a partner, man or woman, especially if you're a girl and you're meeting a guy, it is not some stranger that is going to steal your man away from you. It is the person sitting right next to you. It is your best friend. I don't let women... No. If I got a man, of course I'm excited. I'm going to talk about him. But I'm not going to let some woman come in my house and try to snatch him away from me. And trust me, if you put temptation in front of a man's face, 98% of the time, they're going to take it. And apparently nowadays, women are guilty of the same pleasures and sins. No. I had one of my girlfriends. I literally had one of my girlfriends. When I met this most recent man, she was like, let me come over and hang out. Let me come hang out. Let me come out. Let me hang out. Oh, yeah. They're not... Honey, she tried to sneak her way in. She said, let me come over. I need to return them shoes that I brought from you, or borrowed from you. I said, honey, no, Toss them shoes in the yard and keep rolling. Toss them in the yard and keep rolling, because you are not coming up in here. No. End of story.